Hey there, Gemini. It's April, the Organic Alchemist, and I am here with your love and relationship reading for the new moon to the full moon of March. That would be the 6th through the 19th, 2019. If you happen to come across this video at a later point in time, just trust that the information here is probably going to resonate with something that you are currently dealing with. That said, if you guys do like what you're seeing, please hit that thumbs up button. It lets YouTube know that I am making content worth sharing. And yes, so let's see. Subscribe if you want to see more. Leave comments because I love hearing them. It definitely helps me to know what to do more of when I know what you guys are benefiting from and really appreciating and finding helpful. Last but not least, if you would like to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, if you would like to book your own personal reading, all of that information is in the description box below. All right, guys, so let's get into it for Gemini. So your theme, Gemini, is love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provide a sense of security and self-worth. So that is your overall theme to really whatever you're dealing with in this relationship, in whatever this scenario or situation is, remembering to see the love first. So, particularly that's coming through as, if someone's reacting or responding, don't necessarily presume that it's coming from like a negative place. It's probably coming from a place where they are hurt and they need to know that you actually care. So I think anyway, that's just what came through about that. So then the direct message from your guides is what worth waiting for. So number one, that's the universe letting you know that there's some divine timing going on. So, it may not be moving, things may not be moving forward in the way that you expect right now, but that is because everything is, there's a divine timeline going on here. Number two, with that card, it comes to me every time that card gets pulled, that is also a message that what you're doing, this relationship, this situation, this scenario is worth working on. If it's worth waiting for, it's worth working on. And a lot of times it's our own personal work that needs to be done so that we can get to that point where the divine timing lines up. So that's just what I would say there with that. So let's look at how this energy is, interesting. So this energy is showing up in your reality as the 5th chakra. So it's showing up as a need to stand in your truth, to stand in your clarity, to express your truth, and to communicate clearly. So I would also say definitely doing some meditations with yourself, both working on that 5th chakra energy, even though it is coming up as balanced, to work with that and to really work with what is it that you need to express, what truth is it that you need to acknowledge or share. But there's definitely some to play with in there. So let's see, okay guys, how this is showing up in Gemini's everyday reality. Gemini, stop it. Sometimes you guys, it's crazy. The energy will get all crazy and the cards will start flipping. You guys have seen it. The cards will just start flipping all over the place. All right, so Gemini, what we got here? Interesting. Wow, Gemini, there is something that you are letting go of. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. There's something that you are definitely letting go of, that you are really holding tightly to. You are letting go of it because you no longer see any value in it. Like it's empty, and you understand that dreaming about it is literally like dreaming about getting on that boat over there from where you are on shore. You are also in a place where you are just, this is normally a card of like fast movement, of, fast moving energy, lots of opportunities, that sort of thing. And in the reverse, you are just taking the time out. Like even if the opportunities are coming in, you're just kind of taking the time to really sit with everything, to let all of it sink in and kind of filter itself out. It reminds me of that Buddhist saying, I think it's Buddhist, where it basically asks if you are patient enough to sit and allow the mud to clear. It's like you're sitting because you know that the clarity will come from that stillness, from that silence, from not filling it up, from not reversing this and filling it up with a ton of things, but keeping it very still, very quiet, so that you can hear the messages that are coming through for you. So that's there for you, Gemini. So let's look at the backstory on this. Spirit, how did this all come about? How did this all come about? Because our Geminis are definitely like, peace, I'm letting this go. There's nothing here for me. And I'm sitting in my silence and my solitude. And I'm just letting it all filter down. So let's see. So, Gemini, you were definitely... This is interesting. This is such an interesting card. I love the Eight of Swords is one of my favorite cards. So part of what happened here, part of what led to this release is that you realize that you were allowing someone else to, or allowing your vision of someone else to lock you in a specific mind frame that was imprisoning you. So excuse me, guys. I don't ever, as you guys notice, I don't like to go a lot outside of you. Like, yes, other people may be doing other things, but that's just a projection of you. So what I see here is that in your mind, you may have felt like it was this other person doing it. But you recognized the truth of the scenario, that it was you who did it, even though you placed the blame on the other person and allowed yourself to create this imprisoning mindset that just kind of kept you trapped. And part of walking away from that was letting go of that and letting go of all the stuff that just had nothing there. So you also realized that this was not at all helping to fulfill your hopes and dreams. Instead, it was literally draining your hope. It was creating a state of despair. This whole mindset was, and it was creating this environment where no matter how you planted your seeds, they could not grow. So you know, and even when, because this is interesting, it's like you could harvest literally a fresh seed off of the plant and go and plant it. It could be the perfect seed. And because of this imprisonment that you had allowed yourself to not only create, but blame on someone else, you just, like there was just no, like you were just stuck. And so it was creating a state of despair. Like you saw that your hopes and dreams could not be fulfilled from this state. Because no matter, you could have the freshest, best seed out there. And because of your mindset, if you tried to plant it, it wasn't going to grow. So going back to that Eight of Wands, I feel like part of that solitude right now is you're really, instead of having the opportunities fly in, you're kind of in this place of really trying to discern, what opportunities do I want to create? I know that this was kind of a pipe dream. What is my real dream? So I kind of feel like that's part of what's going on for you guys, Gemini. So let's see. Ooh. Oh, I just think this is so beautiful. Wow. So I actually also, I really do feel what I said about that Eight of Wands. I also feel like that Eight of Wands in the reverse is helping you to, given what's coming up with your Divine Feminine card, I believe part of it is also, not bringing these new opportunities in until you have kind of really appreciated what it is that you currently have, because we have Hathor, and she is all about finding your contentment where you are. And I really do believe that the pregnant belly there represents, you know, being content and understanding that, being appreciative of what you've already created, even if it isn't what you had hoped for, even if, you know, you allowed some of your negativity to come in so it didn't come forward the way you wanted to, but finding that contentment in where you are. And then we have Osiris in reverse. So there is, with this process, a renewal that is available to you, but you are denying right now. So there is an opportunity to both renew yourself, renew your relationships. I definitely feel some, there's definitely finance and money and project stuff coming here. I mean, like we said in this card, oh no, that was in an earlier reading where it was more, that was interesting because that earlier reading started off as money related and then totally went to a different place. But this is, you know, and I think that renewal in relationships and you know, healing that, doing that work to heal so that the relationships can renew. All right, guys, I apologize when I get a little bit mixed up. I tend to do these readings kind of back to back because I kind of have to if I'm going to get them all out. So every now and then I do have a little bit of crossover there. So I apologize, guys. All right. Ooh, interesting. And then spiritual growth and soul evolution, Spirit. What do our Geminis need to know? Oh, you guys are trying to jump out so bad. Ooh, you guys can't have that many cards. We don't have time for that many cards. Sorry, guys. All right. So, in your light work and shadow work, you are working through the shadow aspect of the king. Watch your entitlement. Look at the things that you are feeling entitled to. Look at where you might be overstretching your boundaries in terms of what you are controlling or how you are controlling things. And part of that, part of living into the light attribute of this is definitely, you know, letting go of that sense of entitlement and moving from that sense of entitlement to more of a sense of enlightenment and benevolence. And, yeah, moving out of that space. So that is the light work, shadow work you're doing. And then in your spiritual growth, soul evolution, it's surrendering to your intuition. So, I do think kind of and I think that's what you're really working on and trying to do with this Eight of Wands in reverse, is really trying to go into that space of silence so that you can have that aha moment about how you want to move forward. So let's see what outcomes our Gemini is looking at if they do their work. Interesting, Gemini. Interesting. So you are in a place where you are definitely going to, again, and I think it's interesting that the king comes up and balancing that, because you do balance that king energy to the point that you are very much in control of your element air, in control of your mind, and in control of your mindset. However, you're still not quite sure how to move forward. You're still working through how to move forward, because this card really in the upright is really about sending your intentions out into the world, like you're sending your hawk out, you know, or your hawk is coming back in with messages for you, but this is reversed. So he hasn't come back in. And then you have this idea here of you, which upright would be you sharing your world or your dominion with someone else. But I think this one is more, I'm really trying to hear, because this is an interesting read to get for you guys. So this one, I think, is more about not a negative not sharing of your dominion, but this is really about, instead of the constant seeking of sharing it with someone else, of really finding that place where you're really finally just creating it for yourself and making that really solid, and really finding dominion over your own reality before you move into working on trying to find that with another person. That doesn't mean that there's not relationships going on. This can be going on while you're in a relationship where it's just your own personal work that you need to do. This Three of Wands is in the reverse is a little bit more curious for me. I think you're just not, I think even though you have stepped in and you have, that's what it is. So you've stepped in and you're starting to control your mindset, but you're not really ready to send your intentions out into the world, because you really are still working on, and it may even be that you're separating a little bit and really finding your own authentic dominion. It's so interesting. Everybody's like really working on their, and this is interesting to come through in relationship readings, but a lot of people are working on their own personal autonomy and their own personal empowerment, their own personal sense of what's going on. And so I feel like that's for you. Not that means that there's a breakup of a relationship, or there's not an emotional, or there's not an opportunity for that emotional fulfillment or relationship there. I just feel like even if you are in a relationship, it is unwinding, unintertwining just a little bit, so that you can get that personal sense of self, so that you can come back and share dominion with that person in a way that really works and is truly authentic for you. So the final message for the universe, and a couple of you guys have got this, take time to breathe out. Take a minute to exhale. You don't need to run on this path. It will be here. I feel like so many of us are in this space of real accelerated growth right now that we can find ourselves out of breath. So Gemini, take that time, take a breath out. I really, as always, hope that this was helpful, that it was beneficial, that it resonated with you. Please leave me some comments if you'd like to let me know. And I love you guys. I will see you next reading. And until then, keep doing the work so you can live your best life. Bye.